We are going to draw Kik Buttowski and his sister Brianna. Please feel free to stop and pause this anytime you need to. We're going to start off with a very large circle, which is going to be where his face and helmet are. On the left side, you're going to do a line that curves down towards the left corner, comes back in at a point, and another little point there, and back in finally. It's like a wing, sort of. And then a V shape underneath the center of the circle. On the right hand side, you're going to do a line that curves down to the right hand corner, curves back in, goes out a little ways, back in again, out, and complete it into the center. Working on his arms, on the right side, you're going to do a line that comes up where the circle and the shoulder meet. On the left, you're going to do the same thing where the circle and the shoulder meet, two lines going up to the corners. His body is a big, large oval, kind of like an egg. His leg is going to curve in towards the center, and then a secondary line, leave a little space, a line in the center, and then off to the right. Complete his boots. You are going to curve in towards the center, come out at a point, go straight across, and curve it around to connect and back up towards the leg. On the right side, you are going to do the same thing. Curve across the leg, come down at an angle, out towards the center, back flat, curve it in a little bit to show an ankle, and then back up. For his hands, you're going to do a line that cuts across the top of those two lines, comes in at an angle, so it's sort of like a triangle. Same thing on the left. A line that goes horizontally across, and then two lines that come in at an angle, kind of like a triangle. For his fingers, you're going to start with a curved line for his thumb that comes back in, and he has three fingers. So the first one is center and it comes down, and then there's a line that goes up towards the top and back in, and another line that goes out towards the right and back in, curves around and connects to the triangle that we made. A secondary line cuts off the top of his glove. On the left side, you're going to go out on the top part of the hand and curve back in for the thumb. You're going to do a center finger that is bent in. On the top, you're going to do a line that curves up and out, and then the bottom part of the hand, you're going to do another finger that curves out, back in, curve around like a C, and back in towards the triangles. Another line that cuts across. These gloves also have a secondary line at the bottom part of the glove. For the face of his helmet, you're going to draw a horizontal line that goes part way across. Then you are going to draw a line on the left-hand side that goes vertically down a little ways past the bottom of the circle that you made. Connect all that so it's a little bit of a point on the left side. You can outline the circle at the bottom of his chin, and on the right-hand side, again, draw a vertical line coming down a little ways past the circle and complete it all the way around for his helmet. Now I'm just going to outline the lines that I previously done a little bit darker and give them a little bit more definition. This is a great time that if you feel like you did something that doesn't exactly work, to go back in and fix it. That's why we always use pencil, so we can just make some changes that we need to. I'm going to define his legs a little bit more, so on the left side I'm going to curve in a little ways and then out again and back in, so it looks a little lumpy. And then on the inside, the curve is just one line. His boots, I'm going to do a secondary line right underneath it and then curve back in and out for the ankle and point the toes in like he's pigeon-toed. Same thing on the right side. I'm going to do a line that just curves out And then on the outside of the leg, 2 little lumps. Do his boots, a secondary line underneath the first one, and complete it with the ankle. And there's like a little line right where the foot meets the top part of his boot, like a curve. Now, at the top of his helmet, you're going to do a line that comes from the top to the bottom, and it's going to come out fatter where the line is horizontally across. For his eyes, you're going to draw a line on the left and the right that's coming down at an angle at a V, and 2 little curves right in the corners. Curve a line all the way around to meet each end of the lines that we made that are going vertically in towards each other, except on the right side you're going to do a little curve at the bottom because that's his cheek, and then underneath that a half a smile with a line at the top. He has a little circle underneath. This is his pupil, the black part of the eye. And then on the right side, again, a little circle that touches the line, and another one underneath because that's the black part of his eye. And he doesn't have a nose. His sister Brianna has a lot more details than him, so we're going to start off with a smaller circle for her face. From here, you are going to draw a line that curves down and around for her body. It's a little oval, almost like a small snowman. An arm is going to go out towards the left and curve back in a circle. We're going to draw a thumb and then 3 fingers coming out. Her hand is on her hip on the right side, so you're going to do an angled line towards the right, come back in towards the center of the body, then back out for the hand on the hip. For the hair, you're going to curve a line that comes down across towards the left, goes back up towards the right corner, and around towards the bottom right corner. Connect that part on the right, curve a backwards C for the ear, and another little line on inside of that, and a circle because she's wearing earrings. Now we're going to work on the other side of her face. For her hair, you're going to do a big curve that goes up and around way farther from the circle that we made, all the way around to connect again to the face. She's wearing a crown on her hair, but first we have to make the big ponytail, so curve it around, and there's little loops to show the curls. So 1 loop, go out again, a secondary loop, 1 more time, another loop, back in, loop, and 1 last one, loop, and connect to the ear. Now we can do her crown. So a line that goes up towards the left, it's going to come back in pointy towards the center, 1 more up towards the top and back down, another out and in, and 1 last one going out to the right and back in towards the top of her head. You can bring the hair out a little bit more if you need to. She has little diamond shapes in each of those spikes for her crown. Next, we're going to work on her face. So she has eyes like her brother. They come down at an angle towards each other, 2 diagonal lines for the tops of her eyes. You can do a big circle that curves in towards the center. Her nose is a C shape, and then you connect it back up to the line that we already drew. On the right side, another line that curves all the way from one corner to the other. Then her mouth is just a little smile towards the right side. You're going to do a little curve for that white part of her eye, a secondary curve, and then a third curve. That shows the white part of her eye, the black pupil, and then the iris. Same thing on the left side. They're in the corners of the eyes. Now we're going to work on her clothes. So she's wearing a collared jacket. A line's going to come down towards the right corner from her ear and from where her mouth is, and then connect. You're going to do a line that comes vertically straight down and then across. For her hand on her hip, you're just going to outline what we had before, but a small rectangle at the bottom because it looks like her jacket is rolled up. She has a pocket, so another rectangle inside with a triangle on top of that. Her hand is going to go down and then go across horizontally, down at an angle towards the right and back so that there's a little bit of a triangle. Her neckline is going to curve right underneath to hit the outside of the oval that we did. That line is going to come straight down, go over just a little ways. Then you're going to do the collar of the shirt, so you're going to keep and going back up and a little pocket on the left side. You're going to show the collar, so again, down towards the left and back in like a triangle. Continue the hand out, and then you're going to do the rectangle again to show the folded sleeve. We can now outline the thumb that we already made and the 3 fingers that she has. To complete her shirt, you're going to go from the bottom of the jacket all the way to the outside. Her pants are going to come down, like, it kind of looks like an egg that you're doing. Inside the center is the line that separates the 2 legs, with the line going up towards the left. She's wearing boots, so you're going to do a V shape on the right leg and just an angled line towards the top left corner on the left. Curve those shoes out towards each corner and they are pointy. Now all you have to do is ink your character and erase the extra pencil lines that you might have and color it. Please feel free to go back in and try this again. Pause it whenever you need to pause it and try your best.